Hey lads and lasses, how are you going? G'day. Many years ago, now, probably 26 years ago, maybe a little more, I was chatting in chat rooms like you did, and I started chatting with a lovely Aussie girl, woman, sorry, um, Sheila, and we talked for a while, and feelings started stirring, I suppose. I think at the time she lived up in the Blue Mountains, in was it Blackheath, or was it Katoomba? No, I think it was Blackheath, and things got a little bit sort of intense there. You know, person being on the other side of the world, things dropped off, and then they got sort of came back, and I was in love, and although even though meetings and travel, ultimately also traveling to Australia, didn't go as I may have wanted. This beautiful Australian woman introduced me to some Australian things that I didn't know about, and I did know about quite a few Australian things, and I think that was also a little bit interesting. Interesting, what was that New Zealand thing? For her to hear someone on the other side of the earth who were so enamored with her country. Some of the things I'm still a fan of today, like Vegemite. She's the one who introduced me to that. Alano and Woodley. Where is that DVD, by the way? And we had a shared passion for Crowded House and Neil Finn and all those things, and I'm sure she's the one who introduced me to Hunters and Collectors and the solo albums of Mark Seymour and many other things. But she also introduced me to a band, and I thought, am I going to show my CDs from when I was there, or I'm going to show this record that I picked up from the mail today? After paying 49 kroner in customs charge. So I'm wondering, are records from the other side of the planet treated more favourable by Norwegian customs and post than stuff from Germany? Because the other record I picked up today, it was slightly more expensive, but I paid a 220 odd kroner to get that one from customs and the customs charge. Well, I paid 49 for this one, and it's from Australia. And also, I'm fairly certain I paid less for postage from Australia than I do from places like the United States or even England. I don't know what's going on, but fair dinkums. So, do you guys want to see this? I've wanted this on vinyl for years and years and years, and they only ever released 2 albums, and I saw them. Oh, that was very satisfying, by the way. Playing live at the Domain Olympic concert for the Sydney 2000 Olympics, playing ahead of Neil Finn. And I wrote them an email about, that night and being there with someone that I was still in love with, but it was over. But she did take me to see various places and all those things. And I wrote about this woman on stage with her feathers and then flying above us, something about big furry flying dogs flying, because there was huge bats flying over us during the concert. And I'm sure I managed to convey some sort of thing, and they wrote me back in an email, which I may have in the dungeons of some Yahoo email somewhere. I don't know. So let's hope it's the right record, having travelled from the opposite side of the planet. Yeah, it is. So finally, I have the 25th anniversary vinyl of the classic Angel Blood, featuring the wonderful hit single Even When I'm Sleeping by Leonardo's Bride.
Don't be confused by my apparent lack of ceremony. My mind is clear. I may be low, I'm miles high off in the distance. I want you near. Love you, even when I'm sleeping. When I close my eyes, you're everywhere. And if they take me flying on the magic carpet, see me away. If our communication fails, I'm reconnected. I want to rain. I love you, even when I'm sleeping. When I close my eyes, you're everywhere.
This album means a ton to me. I mean, to this day, of course, I cannot play this record and not think about Rebecca and my time in Australia, for all its pros and cons, and you know that it's that allure of the great southern land. I mean, I think I could feel in many ways, you know, stepping onto Australian soil. Of course, now it's coloured by time and all the years that has passed. You know, I never found that special someone afterwards. Not entirely for, you know, lack of trying, but at the same time, you know, that Australian mentality, and you know, that going to the other side of the planet Earth from their forebearers and the current people who go there now, of course. And Australia has its troubles, of course, and weather and not weather, and people say, "Weren't you afraid of the spiders and the snakes?" No, in Sydney, I can't really say that I was particularly worried about that. I did have a few other things on my mind, but yeah, no, I loved it all, and yeah, drinking a stubby Victoria Bitter, going to various places, and I took the ferry a couple of times at least to Manly, which I thought was absolutely gorgeous. Liked that place better than that famous beach. Yeah, no, sorry. Anyway, guys, let's have a look at this. Finally being able to play Leonardo's Bride the way it was meant to be played. I don't know, did this even was this even on vinyl back in those days? At least I don't think the second and final album, unfortunately, were ever on vinyl, or has it ever been? At least as far as I can tell from Discogs. So got a little bit of a dint on the corner here. And, alright. Hope I didn't do that. Did I do that? Oh, I hate that. Sorry, guys. Oh, come on. Yeah. Let's see if there's anything else in there. Nope. So there's the inner sleeve. So if you guys don't know anything about Leonardo's Bride, they broke through with the wonderful voice of Abby Dobson, wasn't it? Yeah, and she's still playing, and I've been meaning to try and get something made by her, but it's a bit like you remember the Welsh band Catatonia. Immediately when they broke up, she recorded a solo album, and I love Cerys Matthews, and I did buy it, but it was not. It was so far away from what you'd expect, and so on, that it was almost a little bit off-putting. I'm not saying buying some solo stuff from Abby would do that, but yeah. Hard to read. Leonardo's Bride, Abby Dobson, vocals, guitar, recorder, percussion. Dean, is it Manning? Joe Garcia, John Howell, Patrick Hines. Yeah. That took a while. Sorry, guys. So just quick look at the vinyl there, and that's it. Now, thought I'd just show you the CDs, which I'm fairly certain I both bought in Australia when I was there. Rolling Stone 1997 said Bleeding Divine. So they'd already been around for a few years when I became aware of them. And I feel that I'm going to have to edit this a lot because I feel I'm waffling. I like this. You see that? little hole there. Hello. And then also their second album, which I can see here is bought in Australia. It cost $29.25 at the time, Australian dollars, and that's Open Sesame. Yeah, Mushroom Records 2000. So that was released just prior to me going there, and I don't know what happened to them. It's one of those when a band releases a second record and then tours, and then it's dead quiet, and then suddenly you check up on them several years later, and it says instead of saying Leonardo's Bride are a band from Australia, so Leonardo's Bride were a band from Australia. So kind of slightly upsetting. There they are. yeah, just a wonderful band, good feelings all around, good music, great songsmiths, voices, everything that you'd expect from something from Australia. Anyway, that was a bit of a path down the old memory lane there, and yeah, might be because it's grey outside and raining, and I got a terrific toothache. But yeah, and also I just looked at the brand new Pulp album, which I need to go to listen to now, which was the first album from them in 24 years. In fact, the year after I got this. So yeah, maybe I'm a little bit nostalgic, and which I tend to be, guys. So sorry I don't have any deep. I do follow Abby a bit on the old YouTube there, and checking up on her and seeing some interviews she's done and with other artists and so on. And I guess she's a bit of a blogger and vlogger now, like many artists do later on in their career, as an extra creative outlet. And for those of us who never had that creative peak, we do YouTube videos and draw silly YouTube thumbnails. You guys, thank you so much if you watched so far. If you remember Leonardo's Bride and had an affinity for them, or you want to send me a nice message or something from Australia, if you're Australian and watch this is still a Norwegian, Danish person sitting up here in Scandinavia. Please do so, and I hope to see you guys in another video. Please click like, that helps my channel, and hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye. Possums. No, wombats.